Welcome to Chicago This Week. I'm Jessica Christopher. Thanks so much for joining us. There's a new man in charge. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson was inaugurated this week. Our Abby Buston was at the swearing-in ceremony. She brings us the very latest.
Chicago has a new mayor. Brandon Johnson is the 57th mayor of Chicago after he defeated Paul Vallas in April's runoff elections. Former teacher union organizer, county commissioner, and middle school teacher, Johnson is excited for what is to come.
I can't wait to continue to lead this city towards a future that generations to come will look back and see the soul of Chicago.
A crowd cheered on Chicago's new mayor, Brandon Johnson, Monday as he spoke for the first time as the city's leader. Johnson says his vision for a more progressive, inclusive, and safe Chicago will take everyone. It means looking deep into the soul of Chicago. The immigrants, the working class, and politicians on both sides of the table.
Listen, this is not a call out. This is what organizers refer to as a call in. And I'm talking about calling in the wisdom of the soul of Chicago, calling in the compassion of the soul of Chicago, calling in the expertise. I'm talking about calling in every single person in the city of Chicago to build a city that works for everyone.
But this didn't stop hundreds from packing Credit Union One Arena to celebrate.
Well, I love that he's working for the people and listening to the people.
And I'm just so excited to see the results, the product of all of the hard work that he's done over the years.
I spent a lot of time calling and texting people, talking to people, so I just wanted to be part of the celebration today.
We understand some of the challenges that's before him, but we also understand that he's qualified to get the work done, so we're looking forward to it.
According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my abilities.
Sir, you are installed.
13 new aldermen and women took office alongside Johnson during Monday's ceremony. From the West Loop, I'm Abby Buston, Chicago This Week.
Thanks, Abby. Sadly, it happened again. Another Chicago police officer was shot and killed. The latest victim, Officer Ariana Preston, was off duty and outside her home when she was robbed and murdered. Kennedy Chase is live with more. Hi, Kennedy.
Hi, Jessica. Yes, Officer Ariana Preston was shot and murdered right in front of her home just a week before she was supposed to graduate from Loyola University. And after a week of memorials and vigils, Officer Preston's body was just laid to rest.
My baby not gonna die in vain. Yeah. I'm gonna get her name. Yeah. Can I get a piece of Preston?
Ariana Preston, the 24-year-old police officer who was shot and killed while off duty outside her home in Avalon Park.
Say her name! Ariana! Say her name!
Ariana! From balloon-filled vigils to large emotional crowds, Preston's impact on the community was definitely recognized.
It's traumatic. It's devastating. It's been consistent, innocent blood that urban areas, Chicago, we've lost people.
According to the Chicago Police Department, Preston was robbed and killed by 4 teens who now face first-degree murder charges. Gone too soon, many of Preston's family and friends say she was smart, ambitious, and always wanted more for herself.
It weakens for me to think that she's gone. She was a very good sweetheart, very nice person, educated, intelligent in every way.
Preston was with the Chicago Police Department for 3 years after she graduated from Illinois State University and was supposed to graduate from Loyola University with a Master's of Jurisprudence just a week after she was killed. In Chicago, Kennedy Chase, Chicago This Week.
This next story has police baffled. A woman wielding a baseball bat is accused of randomly attacking people at multiple locations. One of the attacks was caught on camera. Lena Folk talked to the person who recorded the beating on their phone, capturing evidence for authorities. Hi, Lena.
Hi, Jessica. Although Ravenswood Manor residents say they can now rest easy knowing that the perp has been arrested and charged, residents say they still wonder what motivated these heinous attacks. Near the street corner of Sunnyside and Mozart, Shannon Condon witnessed the unthinkable, a baseball attack in broad daylight.
I was sitting where I am now, which is my desk. I work from home. And then I saw a white car pull up and the woman got out with a baseball bat. It seemed very strange. So I took my phone out and recorded it for like 4 seconds. And then I saw that she was hitting the women. By the time I got to my front door and out the steps, she was in her car and driving away.
One day later, Chicago police arrested 26-year-old Denise Solorzano for the assault. Police say Solorzano has a connection to other baseball attacks that happened that same week. All victims were women.
You know, everybody has been shocked about what happened.
We're constantly walking because I don't have a vehicle, and I was just thinking, wow, like this is literally where I live. So it was really shocking that this is happening.
Solorzano is currently being held on an $800,000 bond.
It's bizarre that someone like this was in the neighborhood. Unfortunately, you know, you can never know if it's going to be the first or last time something like this happens.
Looking ahead, residents say they will continue to stay aware of their surroundings and hope the incident doesn't spark other violent activity. The eyewitness, along with other residents, say that the video is what helped bring fast justice to this disturbing incident. Jessica, back to you.
Thank you, Lena. As the end of the school year approaches, the city faces a big challenge. There are not enough teachers in the Chicago Public School District, and most people applying for the open positions are not qualified. Now, a new program aims to fix that problem. Ophelia Dane joins me in the studio now to explain. Hi, Ophelia.
Hi, Jessica. When I was a little girl, if I had trouble with my math homework, my mom would joke and ask, "Is your English teacher teaching you math?" But in Chicago schools, that could really be the case now.
According to the Illinois State Board of Education, there are still more than 1,000 unfilled positions in Chicago. That means there are not enough teachers to teach students.
There's not a teacher present that's able to teach them the lesson and consistently be there and not have different subs every day.
Teachers in schools have to work overtime and take on curriculums that are not their expertise.
They're teaching 7 classes instead of just 5. They don't get their preps like they need because they're covering another teacher class.
Chicago Public Schools official says one of their acute problems is there are fewer qualified people coming for the jobs.
A diminishing supply of teachers who are graduating through the traditional preparation programs and the types of teachers that we need. So, for example, special education teachers or bilingual education teachers.
To solve the problem, Chicago launches several programs to develop future teachers. Seed Scholarship is one of them.
This upcoming fall, we have roughly about 100 Seed Scholars.
Hopefully, I'll be teaching in like 3-4 years.
State governor announced another $17 million program that hopefully will help resolve teacher shortages.
There's a group of Chicagoans who meet to try and solve problems. Specifically, they want to help eliminate the social and political barriers that recently incarcerated people face when trying to re-enter society. I attended one of those meetings. Take a look.
What do we want? Freedom! Do we want it? Now!
The Solidarity Building Initiative hosted a listening party at the Little Black Pearl on Thursday.
Programs like this are part of our public ed initiative to raise consciousness on these issues, but it's also because we want to help be a part of changing the narrative of what it means to be incarcerated and what that experience is. And I think coming to these events gets you in contact, puts you in position so that you get to learn from somebody who's incarcerated and hear their story.
There, the public had a chance to listen to songs of protest created by incarcerated students within their program.
So Manny was a student.
And one student who was released just last week was there to share his story.
We be gaslighted, you know what I'm saying? Like they gaslight us saying like, you deserve this, you know what I'm saying? You are the worst, you know what I'm saying? Change the way you think. However, they want you to change the way you think, but they don't give you the ability. With this course, it was like a lot of awareness of that. And then through making the song, it was like, you don't feel alone because like, wait, so I'm not wrong then. I'm not wrong by feeling that it's not me, you know what I'm saying? It's something bigger.
We gotta find more ways so we can save more lives.
If you should choose to support the work that we do at McCormick financially, however you all want to give to us, it helps us to continue to do the work that we do.
Batteries, light bulbs, plastic bags, and tires. They're among the most difficult items to recycle. They require special steps that aren't necessary with paper or glass. A new center just opened up to handle these items. Brenda Ordonez has that report.
I'm standing outside of South Suburban College, where the Center for Hard to Recycle Materials recently opened in April.
The Charm Center is a vehicle to educate
and provide the infrastructure necessary for the residents of the south suburbs to recycle.
Short for the Center for Hard to Recycle Materials, the CHARM Center was realized thanks to a partnership between Cook County and South Suburban College.
We thought it would be a great ideal and spot to have it here at South Suburban College, because we're in the center of about 12 or 14 municipalities that could really use our services.
According to Cook County officials, the south suburbs of Chicago have the lowest recycling diversion rates, with a majority of municipalities not offering curbside recycling to their residents.
Right now, our recycling on average on the south suburbs is about 18%. We want that number to get to as high as 50% by the year 2035.
Items the center accepts include shoes, clothing, cardboard, and plastics, among other things. The center runs on Tuesdays and Thursdays and the second Saturday of every month. The center is free and available for all Cook County residents.
In South Holland, I'm Brenda Ordonez, Chicago This Week.
Thanks, Brenda. We're taking a quick break, but when we come back, meet a man whose sports tweet went viral and made him a national news story.
I was sitting at home on the Friday night.
The Chicago Sky prepares for a new season. We hear from players.
But you don't really know what teams can do until you get into season.
And the Special Olympics Spring Games wrap-up. Find out why this is about so much more than just sports.
The community is fabulous.
At Northwestern, we're Wildcats in every way.
Cheer you all to go. Go you Northwestern, fight for the sweet victory, for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
Hi, I'm Elena Shklar, and it's time for Chicago This Week Sports. Today we've got basketball, track and field, and even ice skating. But first, we begin with a sports moment that went viral. A fan basically tweeted a challenge to his Twitter followers while pointing out a unique jacket someone was wearing. Twitter came through, and the whole thing is now trending. Max Olson is in the studio to explain. Hi, Max.
Yeah, Elena, it's funny how these things happen. Here's the tweet on the screen. It says, if this tweet gets more than 5,000 likes, I will find this jacket, buy it, and wear it to a Cubs game. Well, as you can see, it got 18,000 likes and more than 1 million views. Take a look.
I was sitting at home on the Friday night of that Sweet 16 game where LSU was playing Utah. And there was I think there were some men's games on too. And I'm just kind of, I'm flipping through the channels while also scrolling through my phone mostly, and I see Kim's jacket, and I was like, oh my gosh, this woman continues to outdo herself. She's always making a statement with what she wears, and I see it, and I just realized I was just gonna make a joke about it on Twitter, and so I went with, if this tweet gets 5,000 likes, I'll find this jacket, buy it, and wear it to a Cubs game.
The internet makes zero sense sometimes. And that's the perfect example. Like, for every, 1,000 tweets you put out, one is going to hit for some odd reason. And that one hit for him.
Yes, Dad.
So I think a lot of people were like, oh, yeah, okay, so you found one like it. And it's like, no, there's only one of these. And the one Kim Mulkey was sweating on in the Sweet 16 was the same one I was also sweating in at Wrigley.
It wasn't long ago that the Chicago Sky won a WNBA championship title. That was back in 2021. Most of the players on that winning team are now gone. The newer roster has some big goals. John Riker sat down with some of the players to talk about the upcoming season. Hi, John.
Thanks, Elena. Kalia Copper and the Chicago Sky hope to be contenders in the WNBA again, but with a lot of new players, outside expectations aren't high. Here's why the Sky are confident for the new season.
The preseason rankings came out. Do you feel they accurately describe what this team is going to accomplish this year?
With us being 10th? No.
It's Sky Media Day at the team's facility in Deerfield, and the new look team has high expectations. Just 3 players remain from the 2021 title-winning team.
Like, we have so many new pieces, so many new great players joining the team. So we're kind of just focused on what's ahead and what we have now.
Among the questions the Sky hope to answer, how will the team replace Candace Parker and its star-studded backcourt? The answer seems to be exciting new additions, from guard Courtney Williams from the Connecticut Sun to 1-month-old Xavier Reed.
With me, and he's loving it, I think, so far. I mean, the team's been great helping out and just like holding them when I need a break and stuff like that, and also just getting me back.
While media rankings have the Sky at 10th in the WNBA standings, Chicago's retooled roster is excited to prove doubters wrong. The Sky start the regular season on May 19th against the Lynx.
But you don't really know what teams can do until you get into season and like go through the nitty-gritty. Like, that's when teams are tested.
Thanks, John. As the collegiate track and field season wraps up, UIC stars from both the men's and women's teams share their goals for the final meets. Take a look. The UIC track and field team is entering the final stretch of their outdoor season, the Missouri Valley Conference Championships. For athletes Dathan Maton and Olivia Dumas, preparation has played a big role in their confidence going into the final meet.
It's getting ready to race in a championship race, so going out at a pace that's comfortable and then cutting it down the last 2-3K. We've been preparing for this for a long time.
It's like making sure like my body is at like top shape, like going through recovery, and then also like making sure that like I'm doing good on the track. I don't know, I'm really hyped for it. Like, I'm excited because I have like goals set.
Despite already breaking multiple UIC records each, these two leaders still have more they want to accomplish.
Times aren't everything though. I still have no hardware from being here for 4 years, so that's really been the goal. I just really want to get some hardware and make sure that my legacy is solidified here.
Like, break the record in the 200 and the 100, so I've just been like mentally preparing myself.
In the end, there is no I in team. Both Maton and Dumas are proud of their program and teammates.
Proud of how far this team has come in such a short amount of time. Rewritten the record books, so that's something that we should all really be proud of.
For more than 50 years, an ice skating school in Northbrook has been teaching people of all ages how to move gracefully on ice while developing strength and skill. Ayana Bronner was at this year's Northbrook on Ice. Hi, Ayana.
Hi, Elena. It's the season for ice, and when you're skating on thin ice, you might as well dance.
Welcome to the Northbrook Park District's 53rd annual production of Northbrook on Ice, Gliding Through the Galaxy.
Northbrook on Ice has been around since the 60s. Through the decades, performances like these have showcased talent of all ages and skill levels. For the past 20 years, one local family has been involved.
So we've been around the program forever. It's just been a great way to, meet new friends and also kind of make a difference, have a real connection with these boys and girls that we've seen growing up with us, really. So it's been a great program.
A program that builds talent, friendships, and confidence.
I think it went amazing. Two of my very best friends that I've met through the program, one of them asked each other to prom, so that was just the most special thing to see.
Having all three of my kids doing this has been the most beautiful thing to see them do it.
Reporting from Northbrook, Ayana Bronner, Chicago This Week.
Finally, in sports, the Chicago Special Olympics just wrapped up the spring games. Thousands of athletes with special abilities competed in several different sports. Raylan Lee explains how this event can provide a lifelong passion for some athletes. Hi, Raylan.
Hi, Elena. The Special Olympics Spring Games offer a variety of different physical events for participants with disabilities, and they all have a one-of-a-kind impact.
The Special Olympics Spring Games kicked off its 55th annual competition this past week. And for one mom, it's become a lifestyle and tradition.
He has been competing since he was 8, and he is now 24. He's a true competitor.
Dan Fahey is an avid competitor in the Special Olympics for over 15 years, and his mom says it's built his confidence and helped him connect with his siblings and gain lifelong friends.
It really is his whole socialization, and he's got 4 older brothers and sisters who have competed in every sport, and so this is his way to connect with his brothers and sisters and with all of his friends. We have a ball out here. We see parents who we know, and we see teachers who we've met through the years through all of his schooling, and people from all the different parks that he competes with all year long.
She's forever grateful for the community and Special Olympics as a whole.
The community is fabulous. The teachers, the coaches, he goes out of Mount Greenwood Park. He's had some of the same coaches since his first year, and they are so supportive, and really they're a competitive group. They really, really, really want to win.
But she's not the only one who appreciates Special Olympics.
So it's really wonderful that all the students can come here, participate in anything they want, and there are like no limitations on that.
From downtown Chicago, I'm Raylan Lee, Chicago This Week.
Don't go anywhere. There's more news to come after this quick break as Chicago marks the beginning of summer.
At Northwestern University, we are pioneering innovation and achieving excellence across every imaginable discipline. Northwestern University, the possibilities are endless.
Welcome back. Most of us have experienced this. We've broken a favorite necklace or watch, and we can't bring ourselves to throw it away. So it sits broken in a drawer for years. Well, a woman in Europe created a group meetup with repair volunteers to fix those broken items for free. Now, that group meetup, essentially doctors for your broken things, is in Chicago. Demita Menezes has more.
If you have a broken toaster or a vacuum cleaner sitting at home, well, bring it to the Repair Cafe.
People come in with the items that they have, and we do our best to fix them.
This event includes a team of volunteers who can help you get your jacket stitched up or your kid's toy rewired. And the best part is, it's free.
The idea is that you sit down at the table with the repairer and that you're going to examine the object together. It started in Amsterdam, in my neighborhood, and it turned out to be a great success. And then afterwards, people came to me and said, I want something like this in my community too.
In Chicago, the Repair Cafe was started by Salk in the 47th Ward.
It's really fun to be part of something that is so community driven and so helpful. I mean, we can keep things out of the landfills.
She and Lenore Kimmel, who fixes jewelry,
chains and bracelets and rings,
have been hosting the event for 10 years now at the Soldier Library.
My bracelet has been broken for quite a while, so I thought I'd come over and see if we could get it fixed.
The team meets on the second Saturday of every month from 10 a.m. to noon.
Curling iron, one of the girls' best friends. This wasn't working properly, wasn't heating up. He opened it up, probably just some loose wiring. It's working again.
To learn more, you can visit repaircafe.org. In Lincoln Square, I'm Demita Menezes, Chicago This Week.
We just wrapped up Mother's Day week. Moms everywhere were celebrated. But what about the women who lost their children? In this week's Living Local, Julia O'Leary introduces us to a group of people who support those moms who've loved and lost.
Starbucks has announced a new line of drinks. This special Valentine's Day event will be going on all day long
But don't pause, because animals are running out these doors. Powerful things happen when women support women. And while the month of May is all about mothers, some mamas are missing the tiniest members of their family and rely on each other for support. While Mother's Day is a time for thanking and celebrating the women in our lives, it can be a difficult time for mothers who have experienced the death of a child.
You're a mother, whether your kid comes home with you or not from the hospital.
Star Legacy Foundation and Pulling Down the Moon are two organizations helping mothers navigate feelings of isolation, pain, and sadness.
Star Legacy Foundation focuses on supporting families who've experienced loss, whether that's miscarriage, stillbirth, or neonatal death.
Pulling Down the Moon focuses more on holistic health, and the two collaborate for an annual candlelight yoga event where mothers honor and remember all babies gone too soon.
I lost my daughter on May 5th, 2017. I had a stillbirth at 39 weeks. And the experience is lonely. I didn't have anyone that had gone through it. To come home without your baby and deliver it and go through this horrific experience and not have someone who knows how you felt is just awful.
And this experience is more common than you think.
Nearly 24,000 pregnancies end in stillbirth every year. That's 1 in 160 deliveries. 25% of those are preventable, yet the rates of stillbirth in the U.S. haven't changed in decades, and we think that's unacceptable.
Connecting bereaved mothers helps these women heal from unimaginable loss.
With organizations like Pulling Down the Moon and Star Legacy Foundation, trying to make it a little bit easier for the women that come behind us.
For Chicago This Week in River North, I'm Julia O'Leary. Finally tonight, how do you know it's summer in Chicago? One of the telltale signs downtown is when the Buckingham Fountain in Grant Park is on. Reporter Hayes Owens, along with hundreds of spectators, was there the moment the water started flowing this week. Here's her report.
Sunny skies or clouds, summer is officially here in Chicago, and the fountain is on.
Chicago's Buckingham Fountain roared back to life at the Switch On Summer event in Grant Park. Residents came out for food, treats, and fun activities to celebrate the fountain's 96th year of commission. Meteorologist Tom Skilling and the CEO of Chicago Park Districts welcome attendees.
No, thank you all for coming. This is such fun.
Fountain is an iconic fountain worldwide, and so we're just so lucky to celebrate its 96th year.
Residents share why they came out to witness this occasion.
I come here almost every year. I mean, just for the summer festival and to, welcome the summer. I'm a lab technician at the forensics department, and I got the email, so I told my mother about it, and she was like, let's do that for Mother's Day. So I'm like, why not?
We always see the negative stuff about Chicago, but never the positive and the light of it.
Well, it's just such a cool event, getting to bring in the summer with the turning on of the fountain and getting out and exploring the areas. It's a great opportunity.
Residents and tourists can now enjoy the beauty of the fountain all summer long. From downtown Chicago, I'm Hayes Owens, Chicago This Week.
Thanks, Hayes. Well, that's all for Chicago This Week. Thanks again for watching, and have a great night, everyone.